A ver, estamos en directo. A ver, estamos en directo. Sí. Vale. Vale, antes de nada voy a ir a hablar con Ashley para tener el romance con ella. Que siempre se me olvida preparar las cosas. Vale. Vale, tengo que hablar con Ashley, con Garrus y con Grex.
Looking for supplies?
Sus misiones.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet.
Que sí, venga, al lío. No, está la mierda. Ah, joder. No tendrá desbloqueado la armadura pesada.
Commander,
Garru.
how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer in the first place?
That's a good question. There were several reasons, I guess.
Like what?
Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
He's not impressed that you're going after Saren?
My father's a CSEC man to the bone. Do things right or don't do them at all, he says. He thinks I'm being too rash, too impatient. He's worried I'll become just like Saren. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reasons.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate, me and about 1,000 other Turian military recruits. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power with no accountability. He wouldn't like you, Commander. No offense.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not going to play by our rules, CSEC's rules. If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
You're a quick learner, Garrus. We'll beat him at his own game. It's the only way to stop someone like him.
I'm right behind you, Commander.
A tope con Garrus.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now. Saren's good, but I'm better.
Good. He's rotten. To the core. I could tell as soon as I met him.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
I would have if I thought I was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it just the same.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were bragging about a job out near the edges of the Terminus systems. They said it paid well and the boss was never around to ride them. They said he was looking for more men, too. So I checked it out.
I didn't know Saren was openly recruiting mercs.
It wasn't that open, and he only showed his face once. We'd been raiding ships in the area for months when we took out this massive cargo freighter. Our biggest haul yet. I was on board checking bodies for valuables, looking for some extra credits. That's when I saw him.
What did Saren want with the ship?
I don't know what he wanted. He was just moving through the ship, watching. Couple of the mercs called him by name, but he never spoke to them. Never spoke to anyone. I had a really bad feeling about him, so I got the hell out. Didn't even wait to get paid.
What kind of cargo was the freighter carrying? What was Saren after?
I don't know. All I saw on that ship was food and medical supplies. There were some basic weapons, but nothing big. If there was anything of value on that ship, I didn't see it. That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Lots of guards.
Los Volus, esos pequeñitos.
That's the only time you saw him?
Yeah. Didn't even know who he was. Still wouldn't if I hadn't joined up with you. But my instincts were right. Every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger.
Esto creo que se lo
Too
pregunté
spread
ya.
out. None of us are interested in staying in our
Lots of
homes.
species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go. So we leave.
Eso.
Hire
Solo
ourselves
comenté.
out. Ask the select. All I. Every Krogan is infected. When was that? It's just who we are, Shepard. Shepard.
Vale, y ahora por la churri.
Commander,
Sí,
I
sí,
have a
por
minute to talk.
ti. Vamos, tengo media hora si
I
quieres.
keep an open door policy. If you have any concerns, lay them on me.
¡Oh!
I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm
Porque no se ha salido
concerned
racista
about
la
the
niña.
aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
Hello, padre. Esto no que igual se me jode el polvete.
You don't trust the Alliance's allies?
I'm not sure I'd call the Council races allies. We, humanity, have to learn to rely on ourselves.
Standing up for ourselves doesn't mean standing alone.
I don't think we should turn down allies. I just think we shouldn't bet everything on them staying allies. As noble as the Council members seem now, if their backs are against the wall, they'll abandon us.
Un poco sí. Que...
I don't see that as inevitable.
Look, if you're fighting a bear and the only way for you to survive is to sick your dog on it and run, you'll do it. As much as you love your dog, it isn't human. It's not racism, not really. Members of their species will always be more important to them than humans are.
These seem like deeply held beliefs, Williams. What made you think this way?
My family's defended the Alliance since it was founded. My father, grandfather, great-grandmother, they all picked up a rifle and swore the oath of service. I guess we just tend to think of Earth's interests as our own.
All right. I can see where your concerns are coming from, Williams. But this is a multilateral mission. You're going to have to work with aliens, like it or not.
It won't be a problem, Commander. You say jump, I say how high. You tell me to kiss a Turian, I'll ask which cheek.
Would you kiss anyone I ordered you to?
That depends, sir.
Ficha,
If
ficha.
you ordered me to kiss a superior officer, that would be a violation of the regs concerning fraternization. That would make it an illegal order. I'd be required to decline and relieve you of command.
Que estrechas.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
What's your opinion on that?
Given the option.
We'll talk later.
Looking forward to it, sir.
Vale.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see.
Tampoco.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing, and your crew's been really great to me, especially your chief engineer. But I just sort of feel out of place. The Normandy runs so smooth it feels like we're not even moving, and the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you up?
Back on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear is silence. It means an engine's died or an air filter shut down. I guess you don't have to worry about that here. But old habits die hard. But it's more than just the silence. This ship feels so empty. It's like half
Los
the crew is
cuadernos tienen
missing.
un sistema inmunológico
Back
muy débil.
home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from the crowds. Now that I'm out here, I kind of miss them.
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
That's true. I'm starting to wonder if that's what the pilgrimage is really about. It's given me a whole new perspective on my people and our culture. You know, there's always a few who go on their pilgrimages and never return. I always assumed something bad happened to them. But maybe they just wanted a different life.
You do plan to return to the migrant fleet, right?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Seren first. Otherwise, I might not have a home to go back to.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more
Entonces
about
yo en
the
el 3
Geth.
me acuerdo que
I
estaban las
doubt I
3
can tell you anything
flotas,
you don't
cada uno
already
estaba
know.
capitán, el
It's been
civil,
almost 3
militar y
centuries since they drove my people into exile.
ingeniería, creo que era.
All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in a group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
No me entero de nada. Esto te lo explican bien en el Mass Effect 2. Y es que cada Geth, o sea, cada enemigo Geth, tiene dentro millones de Geth, que son como los verdaderos Geth. Entonces, los robots en realidad son solo plataformas.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
I should go.
See you later.
Vale, y ahora a ver. ¡Ay, Cerberus! Vamos a ir a Cerberus. ¿Dónde está? El sistema. No, pues ya. Hola, Jolo.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
Is it the ambassador?
It's not his signature. I think it's from the Council. I'll patch it through to the comm room.
Bien, aquí ya ves. Con el Cefar tan guapo que llevo.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
Ah, vale.
You didn't seem that interested in helping me before. Why now?
The Council agreed that Saren was dangerous, Commander. That was why we made you a Spectre. We only balked at unleashing the full force of the Citadel fleet against him.
Nobody on the Council wants to see you fail, so we contacted you with this latest information.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
Sí.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become
Primero
involved in the
Noveria
specifics
y
of
luego
Spectre
vamos a
activities.
ver, mire.
We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Que lo den por culo. Vale. No aguanta el consejo. Oh, ese tío estaba bugueado. Amazon. Ay.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here, and you're the only one that can handle it.
What do you need, Admiral?
There's an Alliance training ground where we test weapons and technology in live fire simulations.
La Luna, creo.
One of the VIs we use to simulate enemy tactics in the drills is no longer responding to our override commands. It's gone rogue.
How many casualties so far?
17 Marines were killed in the simulation exercises before we realized what had happened. That's when we contacted you. VI support is critical to our military success. They process thousands of status reports and react in nanoseconds. No human can do that. But as advanced as this thing is at military strategy, it's still just a VI. It's not self-aware, and it's completely disengaged from any networks. That's where you come in. We need you to fight your way through the training ground of the VI core and manually disable it.
Don't worry, Admiral. I'll take that thing out.
I know Spectres answer the Council, but you're still human. You're still part of the Alliance military, and right now we need you. The VI controls all the facility's weapons, drones, and automated defenses. You're the only one that can pull this off, Shepard. Good luck.
Ya había que ir a los tres. A los tres. Mismo. Me da igual.
That's the last of them.
¡No! ¿Qué pasaba? Joder, qué susto. Pero tío, deja de tirarme mierda. Vale. Al 5, 2, al 4. Espera. No, pues se llevó bien. Voy a meterle polonio.
Looks like Cerberus has other bases on this world, Shepard. Era normal que en el Mass Effect 2 y en el 3 quedaron en el banco. Qué pereza de coche. All targets down.
¿Qué hace? Dale con... Coges con... Garrus, recárgate el navaja. Prefiero dársela a Ali. Joder. Pues comando.
I wonder what Cerberus horrors we'll find at the next base. That's the last of them.
Ay. Cago en... Garrus. Esto para Tali. Garrus. Esto para mí. No.
Cover me!
La pirámide está... No es misión secundaria, pero sí que pasa algo con ella. No sin más. Pensaba que era otra.
Clear.
Pues sí. ¿Cómo se llama? Ragni. Joder. Me deja tonto. ¿Qué hace Garrus con una pistola?
I've lost shield.
Sí.
Lost shields.
One last stop to make, Shepard. We owe Kahoku that much.
Negative contacts, Commander. Shepard, over there. It's Admiral Kahoku.
Cerberus must have tracked him down.
Ahora... Vale. Entonces este es en... En Voyager estoy, ¿no? ¿Cuál es aquí? llevar ahora? A ver. Muy fea.
Heading out?
Vamos. Toma por... Ay, qué rico. Adiós.
call, Shepard.
Sí, sí. Le reviento V. Hombre. Joder. Uf. Uf. Nah, pero prefiero dársela a esta mujer, a Tali.
Take cover!
I will destroy you! I will
Enemies everywhere! I've lost shields!
esta alteración en Mass Effect 2 y 3 era muy buena. Aquí no sé. Nunca he llevado un biótico. No me hace mucha gracia. Vale, y ahora tenemos que ir a la luna. Pues qué bien. Hostia, es ver... Oh, enferos, joder. Es verdad. Que me dejé... Ay. Hay una antena y ya está en un túnel. La tengo que destruir y ya está. Se me olvidó. Es que igual ni voy.
Transmission coming in, Commander. I think you're gonna want to hear this one.
Greetings, Commander Shepard. I represent a party interested in obtaining information on Cerberus activities.
If you know something about Cerberus, you'd better tell me.
I suspect I know less about Cerberus than you. I'm merely an agent for the Shadow Group. You see, Admiral Kahoku contacted my employer looking for information on the location of any Cerberus facilities. We provided that information on the promise that he would turn over copies of all files gathered from the Cerberus systems to us.
Did you have anything to do with Admiral Kahoku ending up dead?
We had no reason to harm him. He was going to provide us with information about Cerberus. Information that is now in your possession.
You must have some connection to Cerberus. How else could you tell Kahoku where to find them?
Information is our business, Commander. Through our contacts, we were able to determine that the Cerberus group was active in the Voyager cluster. Unfortunately, that was all we were able to find out. That is why we are so interested in acquiring copies of the files from you.
These are classified Alliance files. I'm not handing them over to you.
Be reasonable, Commander. Cerberus was operating outside Alliance jurisdiction. You don't owe them any loyalty. The Alliance is just going to file this information away in some archive. No secret stays hidden forever. Eventually, someone somewhere will deliver it into our hands. Might as well be you. Transmit the files to us and you will be well compensated.
What are you going to do with this information?
Information is a commodity. It can be bought, sold, or traded. Why my employer desires this information is not my concern. I am only the buyer.
No.
My loyalty is to the Alliance, not the Shadow Broker.
That is unfortunate, Commander. My employer will remember this the next time you need something from us.
Hasta luego. En el 2 iremos a por el corredor sombrío, que tengo unas ganas de jugar al 2 otra vez. A ver, la Tierra creo que está aquí, sí, como la local. Esta misión es importante. ¡Mira Plutón! Que me la han quitado del planeta. Pobrecito. ¿De cuánto? ¿Qué temperatura tiene? 229 negativo. Joder. Hace fresco ahí, Hace... Llevarse una rebequita. La luna. Ahí está. España, se ve de fondo. A ver, ¿eso qué chorra es? ¿América? Sí, no, eso tiene pinta de ser... A ver, espera, A ver, echándole un poco de imaginación, yo creo que eso es México, ¿no? ¿O es Rusia? No sé. No, eso es Estados Unidos, ¿no? Creo que sí. Ni puta idea. España, España. Ganamos el voto, o sea, oficialmente eso es España. Bueno, es La Rioja, porque ganó el voto. Misiones importante, no sé si era en el 2 o en el 3. A ver. Ay, tal. A ti. Esto nada.
Heads up!
Aquí queda. Ah, dron. Ah, joder.
Clear.
¿Era destruirlos? Sí.
Hostile spotted. That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
No sé qué sirve destruir esto. Vamos. ¿Dónde? Hostia. ¿Qué ha pasado?
That's it. Bag 'em and tag 'em.
¿Qué habéis liado? Anda a ver. Este tiene amortiguación. Vale. Pirateo. Hombre. Get sí que hay. Esta es escopeta. Electrónica. No sé a quién llevarme. A Noveria. Si a Tali o a Garrus. Tío, ¿en serio?
All targets down.
¿Para qué me guarda el arma si aquí va a haber otra barrera?
Moving out.
tanto es que acojonan un poco.
Clear.
Ah, mierda. Ah, es verdad. Espera. Voy a darle una foto al código binario. Por si significa algo, que igual no. Pero yo qué sé. Por si acaso. Y esto, lo de clase de especialización, que no me acordaba de eso. Claro. A ver, ¿cómo era esto? Aumenta salud, protección contra el daño, inmunidad o barrera. Vale. Vamos, este es para ir más a saco y este para hacer mucho más daño. Vale. Tirador era el de la pistola, ¿no? Y asesinato al rifle. Inmunidad. Voy a coger comando. Hasta luego. Me acaba de graciar el juego. Pues nada. Pues hasta aquí.